I am making tea tree soap for the first time today, so if that is something that you are interested in, then keep watching. Welcome. If you are new here, my name is Kelly and I am the owner of Kelly Soaps. Today we're making tea tree soap. And I've never made tea tree soap before, but I've been asked about it a lot. So I decided that it's about time. It's about time to make it. So we're going to do that. And I know that tea tree oil has a lot of benefits to it. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps with acne. It has antibacterial properties to it. So it's really good for your skin. So we're gonna get this soap party started, and here we go. All right, I think I'm ready to go. I've got my lye water and my lye ready to go. I've also got all my additives. This is my kaolin clay. This is my tea tree oil that I'm using, and this is from Crafter's Choice or Wholesale Supplies Plus. Let's see. I have also, this is a first for me as well. I'm going to be using goat milk powder. And I've got 4 tablespoons of that in here. So this is going to be the first time I've used this. But we're going to try it. We're going to work it out. And I've got my titanium dioxide. Whoa, and my sodium lactate. My intention for this is to make just a cream colored soap, like the natural colored soap with white swirls in it. A lot of new things that I'm going to try to do today. Doing tea tree soap, I'm adding goat's milk, and the process that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to melt my oils and butters with the hot lye and then add my liquid oils to it later. We're going to see how that turns out. By the way, if you have never used lye before, then I suggest you go make sure that you know what you're doing before you actually do it. Make sure you have gloves, long sleeves, a mask. You don't want to breathe in the fumes of this. So, all right, before I actually get that started, I have all of my all of my hard oils and butters in here. I've got coconut oil, I do use palm oil, and I have shea butter in here. And the rest of my liquid oils I have in here that I will add once this is all melted from the lye. So with all that being said, let's get this started. I'm a little bit nervous about it because I've never done the hot transfer before. So we will see. Excuse my voice too. I've got this scratchy voice thing going on and it's really annoying, but haven't been feeling all that 100% lately either. All right, so with all that, I'm going to go ahead and add my lye to my oils. Let me get a spatula because I'm going to need that. And the way I figured out how much goat milk to actually add was I watched a video, I think it's Holly's soap making, and I watched a video on that, and she was saying that her ratio for the goat milk powder was 1/8 cup per 500 grams of oils. So in my case, it would be about 1/8 cup. It would be about 2 tablespoons. So I figured 4 tablespoons in my batch here. So that's how I figured that out. And actually, do I need to add the goat's milk and everything? Let's do that. You know what? Before I do the lye, I want to add the goat's milk and the kaolin clay to my liquid oils here and get that mixed in before I start with the lye. So here goes nothing. And in her video, she added the goat milk powder directly to the oils. There wasn't anything more that she had to do. And this is all my kaolin clay. So there's that. And I keep a little bucket of water over here, a bucket or a thing of water over here to mix this in because it just seems to be easier to clean for me. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this stuff in. get it fully incorporated. We don't want any clumps in this. I don't see any more clumps in there, so that's a good thing. So the goat's milk and kaolin clay is completely mixed in. All right, and here we go with the lye. Now, when you're doing lye, you want to make sure that you are adding the lye into the water. Never, never, ever the other way around, because it can cause a volcano. And I have never had that happen before, and I don't intend it to ever happen. So there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit. And I'm going to mix that in completely. I'm going to mix it really good until it's fully incorporated and there's no more like little chunks in there. And I'm going to go ahead and add that in, but I am going to strain it because sometimes my lye has some chunks in it and I don't like that. And nobody should. So, all right, I'm gonna take my mask off here and I'm gonna stir. I'm gonna stir until it is melted. Hopefully it melts all the way. All right, well, it looks like it took less than 5 minutes for this size batch to actually melt in this process. And let me see how, let's see. And we're at 120. So honestly, that really works. I really like that. I enjoy that. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add my milks and my kaolin clay and my other liquid oils. I'm also going to add my sodium lactate because I know that will probably that'll help harden it and come out of the mold a little easier. So I'm going to add that in as well, and I'm going to give it a really good stir, and then I'm going to stick blender to it. I really have to get a cordless stick blender. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to make it only go to like a light trace. That looks awesome. Looks really, really good. And now I'm just going to separate out some of this batter so I can put titanium dioxide in it so we could make the swirl on the inside. So I'm just going to do about that much. I don't want too much because I don't want the swirl to kind of overrun. We're going to set this. Actually, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to add most of the essential oil, all but just a tiny, tiny bit. And that's going to be saved for that. And then I'm going to pour this. I'm going to mix this in really, really well. Actually, I'm going to give it another blend. If you watched my other video, I didn't blend in my fragrance oil very well, and I ended up with fragrance oil pockets. And I do not want to do that with this one, so I'm going to blend this in with my stick blender. And that looks very good, and tea tree is behaving very well for me. It's not accelerating or ricing or doing any funky stuff. No funky stuff. All right, So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in the mold now. Actually, I'm going to pour most of it in the mold. I'm going to leave a little. Because I want to add titanium dioxide. Now to this, I have added a couple marbles inside there so it can mix up really, really well. I'm just going to add a little bit, and then I'm going to mix this. And again, with the titanium dioxide, I really want it to mix really well, so I do not want, I'm going to use the stick blender. I think that's really, really good. So there's that. I'm going to add the rest of the tea tree oil. Give that another mix in. And it likes to splatter. Ugh. You know, I didn't wear my apron today, and I guess I should have. So I'm going to get my hanger swirl tool, and I got this off of, I believe, Amazon, and then I found this, I can't remember where I found this, and I just slid it over top to make it a little bit thicker. But I also am going to buy these other bendable not zip tie, but bendable ties for large things, so that's going to be fun. I'll link those in the thing below. I'll also link this one in the description below, so if you're interested, you can get one of those. So here, I'm just going to pour my white in like so, and then I'm going to do a nice little swirl right in the center. I'm going to start in the center, and we're going to go back and forth. And then I'm going to do it all over again. I'm going to add more of this. Looks like I dripped some titanium dioxide in there, so I want to kind of mix that in there. Are you guys getting a good view here? Okay. I'm going to add some more of this in. And then I'm going to add some more white. Looks like the white is getting a little thick on me, but that's okay. And I want to save some for the very, very tippy top because I want to make a design on the top. And we're going to go ahead and swirl this again. I'm going to go in and then back and forth. I'm going to see what that does. I did a little bit more than just back and forth, but that's okay. And now I've made a mess, as always. And then I'm going to add the rest of this. I'm hoping you guys can see. I'm trying to get angles right and everything. There's that. And then the top. Just going to kind of put it right on the top. It looks like it's still very fluid, so I can play around with it a little bit more till I like it. I am going to do a little swoopy, but I need to let it get a little bit thicker first. So I'll be back as soon as that's done, and you guys I'll show you the scoop. All right, I think it is time to make my little swoops. Not very good at it. Let's do this a little better. All right, and then what I like to do after I do that is just come in and do like a little pretty swirl on the top here. And I think we're going to call that good. So 18 to 24 hours, and we will cut it and see how this turned out. I'll see you then. All right, we are back about 24 hours later, and I am ready to unmold our tea tree soap. And let's unmold this, because every time I've walked in my studio, it smelled so good. To unmold your molds, you just pull it apart like so, and then kind of wiggle it out. You gotta break that seal on the back. I sometimes don't know how people wiggle it out like that, but they do it. There it goes. And there we go. Oh, that looks so pretty. So hopefully the swirls turned out the way I wanted them to. I'm going to clean up this little mess here. So let's get going. I'm just going to cut off just a little bit on the ends. And we will see what we got. Oh, this is going to be pretty. Interesting. Alrighty. And here is the first real cut. And I'm assuming it's going to lighten up like it did on the top, but that is the inside. Got really pretty swirls. Oh yeah. I do believe, yeah, it's lightened up on each side. So I'm assuming it's going to lighten up like that on the top. At least a little bit, but it's got the pretty white swirls in there. I'm very happy with this actually. Yeah. And I don't think I would change anything the way I did it this time. The hot transfer and the goat's milk, I don't think I would change anything about it. I really like it. I have not tried a goat's milk soap before, so I am curious to see how this one like lathers up and how it feels on my skin. I'm very excited. Whoops. There. Yeah. And then we will bevel these and cut them, and not cut them, but we'll bevel the sides and everything once they are cured. All in all, I really liked my tea tree goat milk soap. I think it turned out wonderful and beautiful, and we'll see how it turns colors over the next few days. So if you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. I love you, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye!